IONQ. Yeah, not much yet because no volume, but we will certainly keep that in mind as we go forward. Okay, good morning to all here. Good morning to all on our social media platform on YouTube this morning. Great to be in the presence of great traders this morning. We will get this day started and ready to rock and roll here in just a few minutes as this market opens up in about 6 minutes this morning. A couple of stocks I really like. DVG has just posted the AV trade here. We'll put it where Wendy's is here. Take a look at it real quickly here. And about the same thing. No volume to speak of right now, but one to watch today with DVG. Okay, a couple of things here. Let me post my alert this morning. One of my favorite stocks would be Wendy's here this morning, WEN, long over $8. Now, again, it's not a huge mover, but that $8 in the sand here looks really good. Go to the daily chart, see what 8 means. Get it up over 8, you're looking at 850, maybe 9 on a real fortunate day. But we'll see what happens here today on Wendy's, WEN. They came out with some great earnings here this morning. The other one is, surprisingly enough, ONON. This is the manufacturer of the On shoes. And I like them long this morning over 32. Now, the reason long, since the stock has been beaten up, is you have to know the color behind the trade here. And when you look at it, On Holdings, the running shoemaker, fell 5% in the pre-market, even after it reported first quarter earnings and revenue that beat analyst expectations. On also reiterated its full-year net sales growth outlook and increased its earning guidance. So I don't know from a standpoint of that what more you would want from a trade. What more would you want from an earnings call? So we'll take a look at that. HIMS this morning is going to be my short, HIMS, and I'd like to put it, let's just realistically put it at under 26 this morning. So it's got a little hill to climb here this morning, but once we get up there, should be a decent short. And then last but not least, Plug Power this morning over 4. You need to go over here and take a look at the daily, at the 1 year. See what 4 means to you. You get to 4 right here, you're going to have 440, and then this candle here, just plug this into your thought process here today. This candle here will be 458. So $4 long. And again, we could get really overzealous on the share size this morning, but Plug Power long over $4 this morning. And also, here's the other thing with Plug. You know, you get in here early, say it dips down this morning, and you get in the 3s. Well, that 4 becomes a really hard line in the sand here this morning. And say you get in at 350 or something like that, and then you've got the ability to add to this thing at 4. The stock was just, what, $3.10 yesterday. So any pullback maybe to that 365 would be worth going into Plug this morning. Maybe take like 5K shares and go pretty big on the trade. Last but not least, the ASTS trade here this morning. So AST Space Mobile Developer Satellites tumbled 12% after it reported a larger than expected loss in the first quarter. The company also reaffirmed its full year guidance on or 150 to 200 million dollars. Now I don't know how that I'm going to click on it here. I don't know how that 150 to 200 relates, if that's a good thing or not. Let's see here. Analysts offer insights. Let's see if we can get something here on ASTS. Report release. Louis DePalma from William Blair maintained a hold rating on AST Mobile. According to Tippering, DePalma is a 4-star analyst with an average return of 10% a year. Okay, currently the analyst is on hold with an average target price of $89, 14% upside. So, okay, that's a positive note. I don't know if, let's see, I don't know if that's going to carry the whole stock here. Let's take a look one more time. Bank of America, Michael Funk reiterated a hold rating on AST, price target 95. They closed at 82.55. So now we're at 73. Is that the time to come into the stock? I don't know. Okay, here's what it is. The they see revenue this morning at 150 to 200. Okay, consensus. Okay, I see consensus 181. So it's right in the middle of the trade here. Okay, so I mean, I could take the ASTS long this morning. We'll see how it traces back. If you look at it on the daily this morning, ASTS trading around 73, probably good for $70 on the downside here this morning. So probably be, to me, a short this morning. We'll watch that stock as we get going. Okay, please post everything that you're looking at this morning Taking a look at now this morning, NOW. Yep, looks good. Yep, perfect. So any pullback on now, Seth, probably a good move higher, right? And then Mark is looking at RAL. Let's see, RAL. Oh yeah, big time move. So that stock there, you look at it on the daily. Wow. Yeah, what a move, right? All-time highs. Okay. We'll look at it here. We'll keep an eye on it here. It's I think it's all-time highs. Let's see. What is the all-time high? 5702, and we are trading at, what's the news on it? Do you know? On RAL? Mark? I don't know. Okay, we get started in about a minute. We got DVG here with us this morning.
Scott, good morning.
Justin, good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Doing well. Good morning, 44 Trade Nation. Some news I would say to keep an eye on. Obviously, CPI data. I posted that here in the chat. Just something to be aware of. DXYZ. I'm looking at some of these markets, or I should say, secondary holders of things like Anthropic. DXYZ is one of those names, so I'll keep an eye on it here. Might even just start nibbling here on the short side. AVAV, I want to see favor to the upside. I'm in at 168 with a nibble here pre-market. I'm looking to see if we can get a move to the upside. Looking for right around like 178 to 180. But ultimately, I mean, you guys see the watch list, pretty extensive. Looking at target, it's dipped down quite a bit, higher or lower based on ON and the CPI data. We'll see. I mean, Target's kind of one of the leaders when it comes to the analytics space. So definitely keep eyes and ears peeled today. Plenty of opportunity. Are we buying this dip? We'll see. Or do we start to roll into maybe some more secure assets and defensive names? So let's be on the lookout for OKLO as well. Earnings coming out today. Back to you, Scott.
Okay, here we go. Yep, we are live this morning and ready to rock and roll this morning.
I'm willing to go full share size on AVAV here in a moment.
How about that now trade? NOW looks really good as it's pushed down here a bunch. Trading at 92. That's really bottom of the barrel stuff right there. I don't know what the impetus was to go higher this morning, but
Okay, we're going to go full share size AVAV here. Full share size in.
I love to nibble on some plug this morning. DVG, I know it's not your cup of tea, but a $3 stock that could push over the high today.
The plug power?
Yeah, yep. Could size it up nice and score on it.
I'm watching names even like TSM and people retreat a little bit on, guys, we're in DXYZ, guys, huge trade for me now, 5 point or 3 points.
I'd love to see that RAL run like a dog this morning, Mark, and then short the stock if it's available. All right, look at now, NOW. Woo! I might pick some of that up here on the long side. Gets towards 91. Just not a lot of volume in it, though.
Watch for a break to the downside, guys. DXYZ, great. We're going to go full share size. Add.
Which stock is it?
DXYZ.
DXYZ, okay.
Yeah, so they're like a secondary, like they'll buy up a bunch or get a bunch of money and then buy names like Anthropic. And there's some news that came out this morning that people are uncertain on like if those shares will actually be valid when they IPO. And so I think there's a lot of exposure in names like that and trying to take advantage of that move to the downside because it's lifted, I mean, pretty significantly over the last, I don't know, few months. But
yeah, it has. It's gone from what, 25 to 70. So
yeah, I'm looking for like a break under 54. I'll take a partial here.
I mean, now would be a nice little pop here to take. Wendy's coming down as well.
Don't sleep on Tesla today too. Making some big moves here.
Okay, remember ASTS. Remember what I was saying on ASTS space, right? Tumbled 12%, larger than expected loss for the first quarter. I like it short here, ASTS. I like Wendy's. I like Now. Let's try some Wendy's here. I'm going to try Wendy's, W-E-N.
All
Take
right,
a
guys,
lot
we
of
should get a
shares
break
there.
on DXYZ under 54 here. We're bouncing right now. I want to see a little bit of a snap, and I'm going to take a partial. Here it comes, 53.98. Good, good, good. Come on, a little more. I want to see a big drop.
That ASTS, we got to
There it
short
is.
this here.
There it is. DXYZ guys getting ready to take a partial here. Get a little more. There it is. 53, 52. Good, good. And partial. Beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful trade there. Nice and easy.
Okay, I'm going to take this at 79 here at the break of 79 on ASTS short. I'll post it here. ASTS short, break of 79 to the downside. Okay, we got that going on. I think Wendy's is going to be right here. I'm going to place the order Wendy's, buying Wendy's here at 714, target 740, okay? Wendy's long 714.
Here comes a turnaround on ON. As a perfect partial on DXYZ. Here comes AVAV. We're full share size. AVAV. Here comes the 170 print. Let's see if we can take off now. I want to see a little bit of a gap. Looking for 178. This could be a massive trade for me this morning. 10 points on a full share size. Let's go. There it is. Push to 171 now. Let's go.
Okay, Wendy's target is going to be 740 on Wendy's, and ASTS will be right around 77 on ASTS. So let's watch these two light up here. ASTS short now at 79. Target's going to be 77 on ASTS and 740 on Wendy's.
Watch for the break now, guys. BABA moving down pretty sharply here this morning as well. Coming into earnings tomorrow.
77 target on ASTS. Come on, baby. Sweet baby. Come on. 77 break, and I'm going to come out. Look at it go. 76 now. Crush it, baby. Crush it. Maybe 75 now. Let's see. I don't want to get too greedy, but it's looking fantastic.
Okay.
13
DXYZ,
cents
I'm
on
dumping the
Wendy's.
rest.
13 cents on Wendy's. Go. Break that 76 now.
OKLO, I'm keeping an eye on down here at 75 bucks. Let's see what it does. I mean, yesterday that was the trade for me that I missed, and can't keep my eyes off it today, but maybe just need to leave it alone. We'll see. Palantir, we talked about 137 and 134 for how long now? Where did it get to today? 137.30. So I don't know. Maybe it's range bound in this $3 range before it makes a decision for a while. I don't know, but I'll stay away from that.
Can it be really 2 days in a row? Break 76. Let's go. Absolutely crushing it on ASTS on the short side.
Nice. Why didn't I take that one with you? What the heck?
I don't know, but it is absolutely paying like a freaking cash register. Go. Straight down. Break 76 and I'm out. Break
Tesla,
76 and I'm out.
441. Let's see what it does here. It's 50-50 in my mind right now at this level. Does it start to launch and help bring the Qs higher because we see some rotation into that name, even though it's up, what, like 30% on the year? Or do we short it up here and take it for 20 points? We'll see. Options are too expensive on it, so I won't mess with that.
Watch the 76 now on ASTS if you're in this trade with me.
Guys, IWM, I'm going to add to that big spread that I started with yesterday. I like it. A little bit of a
Wendy's
broken wing
looking good.
strategy.
WEN, 740 target, 740 target. We're coming up on it. About 5 cents to go.
Okay, IonQ looks good here. Not a ton of volume though. 57.90 maybe. Let's see. $58. No, I'll wait. I'll wait.
2
I
cents
just-
to go. Wendy's.
I need AVAV to take off. Unintended.
Were you short DXY?
Yeah. Yeah, I shorted it and then took a big partial in the 52 print.
Okay, nice.
So, and then dump the rest at 55 and change.
Watch 74 here. I'm going to come out of Wendy's, WEN. I'm still short ASTS. Waiting for the 76 shoe to drop.
All right, guys, be careful of big sellers on the Qs here. Big sellers, big buyers. We'll see.
Look at that now trade, now under 90. Wow.
Maybe Tesla does take over, take control here to move markets higher. We'll see. Gonna need a name like that to move it, because like Apple, meh, Meta,
AAOI.
meh. That's down at 595 now. Jeez.
What's the deal with AAOI? Any news there that anybody sees? Super good move.
Well, that's a good call out. Maybe CRWD2, VRT. Let's see what that looks like.
No, this is all-time high territory, AAOI.
What is Nebius doing? NBIS. Didn't they report? I think they report this week. Don't they? Tomorrow. Nebius.
Okay, watch the 76 now go bye-bye on ASTS. This is where we're going to cover off. There's that RAL trade also could be shorted up here, rallying. Okay, come on, ASTS, come on.
Let's see. NVIDIA pushing all-time highs. MU muted. Okay, 445. I'm going to put a short on Tesla here. We'll see. Qs are fighting, trying to lift here. I just don't. I mean, the CPI data is not great, but I don't think markets care, apparently. Brutal. Let's see what else.
Again, break a 76.
Didn't get filled on Tesla yet. 445. I'll post it. It's off by 3 cents.
'76 break. I mean, once 76 breaks, you see that VWAP sitting right there on the ASTS trade, and with that, could represent a great move down. DVG, any more thoughts on the DXYZ possible short here now?
Maybe. Yeah.
You know, it gets over 60, maybe take it
Yep.
there.
Yep. I like that. I'm
GUBT.
down for a redo.
Yep.
6080 is at the 200 EMA, so I might wait for that.
Okay. Wake me up when it gets there. I'll help. I'm going to get in there as well. AAOI, I would say over this 200 move here would be a great short. I'm going to take some here, AAOI, and the only reason is it's straight up like a rocket ship. It's in no man's land. It could certainly go to 300. It's at 200, but I got to tell you, it's not far from I think rolling back down here. Let's go under 201, post it here, AAOI, short under 201, okay? And then we'll add under 200 here. Oh, shoot, I didn't get it. Sorry, folks. Okay, watch the 76 now on ASTS. We'll wait again, see if AAOI steps up here. Okay, now 202, and look at that, ASTS just absolutely crushing it. Okay, I'm going to take some off here at the 75, 70, although I think we see 75 on this trade. I'm going to take some off, just makes good sense here. Buying the cover right here, and we'll take that off, and that's going to be a killer trade. Absolutely crushed it. 2 trades in a row this morning. Made my day. I do not need to place another trade. That is for certain.
Nice.
But I can't help myself with this AAOI as it just absolutely burns to the upside here. Yep. Just a counter fade here on the trade.
Palantir finally taking off. Okay. Time for the rollover.
Right?
Yeah. I want to see, let's say, oil names move higher, defense names move higher, and I want to see pullbacks in names like MU. So I'm going to short MU here, 775. We're going to go half share size. Okay, 775 we're in. MU, half share size. This could be a really bad trade or a good trade for me. We'll see. I've got to give it 5 points. So, and I want to see rotation in the tech space and into defensive names. There we go. Watch the cues. Nice little pullback there.
Look at plug. That would have been 20 cents on 5,000. That would have been.
Ooh, MU. Yikes.
Okay. Okay, traders. ASTS coming out right here. 75.15 buying to cover the rest of the ASTS. I'm done with the trade.
Oh, shoot.
Super good trade here.
Well, MU just ran me over. Let's see. I'll give it a little more. Tesla. Come on, baby. We're in at 445. So we're losing on, we're making on Tesla. We're losing it on MU. We'll see. I'm barely hanging on to MU. I'm seeing a pullback in the queue, so I'm waiting to see if I see it in MU. Hopefully it happens. We're just maybe getting a little opulent. Maybe saw my order hit the tape. Maybe not just mine, but others. So I'll wait. It's kind of a little bit of nerve wrack here. I like this pullback in the queues, guys. I like this a lot. Keep an eye on AVAV. We should see it take off now. There's the MU pullback. Thank you. Keep coming. Watch Tesla, guys. We should get a break under 440. Sitting on the 200 EMA right now. If we break through that, maybe the Qs give us some follow through here. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Here it comes. Here it comes. MU, come on, baby. Get under 775. Let's go. There we go. There we go. Break the 200 EMA. That'll give us 2 under the 200 EMA if MU and Tesla break right now. And it should be pretty big move. There we go. Come on, Tesla. 440. There's it. 439. Come on, come on, come on.
Good for you. Look at ASTS, just absolutely crumbled.
I'm actually going to add to Tesla. If we bounce here, I'll just break even. What am I going to add? We're going to go full share size Tesla short. I'm going to wait on MU still because it's bouncing a bit. I think there's some weird stuff going on with Samsung. So it can go either way. But I'm going to hold on to this for a little bit. So that could get expensive. It did for a moment there. All right, come on, Tesla. Full share size to the downside. Let's go. I'm not looking for much. You know, I'd love to see like a 4, I don't know, maybe a 433-ish print would be amazing. We may not get it, but you guys know me. I'm happy to pay myself first, especially when I'm full share size.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, like I said, again, I don't need to place another trade. So it's been that good 2 days in a row, just absolutely banging it.
Nice.
Look at plug, super. Wendy's now, again, remember the Wendy's trade? 714 entry and now 758. You just get the size dialed in correctly and you are off to the races like a champ. I'll watch AAOI here, maybe closer to 210.
Okay, come on, MU. Now or never. I need to see it break to the session lows like right now, or I might have to trim it up because I don't like holding half share size on an expensive stock like that. And then AVAV, a little disappointing. I thought we'd get a little bit more of a push when we saw that 170.92 print. I thought we were going to for sure push into the 175 ethos, but we didn't. Guys, here comes MU. Little nerve-wracking. As soon as I got in, that thing pushed up 5-6 points. It probably should have, again, I get to write down in my journal, 780 would have been ideal, but we weren't playing in that area. It was down at 775. I figured a round number, 780 would have been a better entry, so I get to write that in the journal as being patient for a better entry on a name like MU. But either way, we're making money now. It's feeling okay. Watching the cues. Pull back a bit here. We just got under the 200 EMA. SPY under the 200 EMA, 55, 12, and 22. So directionally, looks like for now, SPY is weaker. Q's definitely fighting though. MU going from green to red, red to green, green to red. DXYZ, Scott.
Yep.
There's the cliffhanger right
Should
there.
have had it right there at 60, but I was waiting for it to go through, so.
59.88, you got to. Here comes Tesla, guys. Watch the break on Tesla. Here we go. Whee! Come on. You guys, watch the break on the cues. Let's see. You should see a big volume candle now.
That RAL. I'll watch the RAL and DXYZ, AAOI. If they spike here, I'm going to come in short.
Come on, Tesla. A435. No partial yet. I don't like that the Qs are finding buyers right now, but my first partial on Tesla would be 80% of the trade-off. Come on, MU. Straight down, please.
Traders, I'll be right back. Just give me a moment, please.
Qs are bouncing. I don't like that. Still okay, though. I mean, I'd hate to take a 1.5 on a half-size position. AVAV. A lot of those sitting on the table today. Ooh. Yeah, yikes. Well, I mean, to be fair, there's definitely some optimism around it because, again, if Samsung does go on strike, could be a problem. Meaning it goes up. If it cools down and everybody's happy, I think we see the pullback on MU. So it's a speculative play. I'm looking at it from a technical perspective. It's holding above the 200 EMA. I'm looking for it to break under the 200 EMA. And with CPI data coming out the way it did, it's kind of telling me, look, a 0.5% increase. Guys, here comes a VAV. Finally, let's go. Let's see a breakout now. So in my mind, it's like I'm looking at, because CPI came in 0.5% higher, usually we see rotation out of like tech, or I'd say the risk on assets. Cue the disclaimer. Again, it's not financial advice. It's just an opinion. And then we see rotation into defensive names. And those defensive names includes military names, oil, like I'm looking at CVX even right now. Just to see like how that's behaving today. Could be interesting, but it's too slow for me to like day trade. But like, guys, MU, there it is. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Give me that 5 points. Vamonos. I want the low of session at a minimum before I take a partial. So I'm having a little more conviction in some of these trades. Again, it could be costly, but right now, like at these levels, like I don't mind taking on some risk and having maybe a red day if needed, but obviously try to prevent it. Guys, look at the Qs now. What a move. What a move on the Qs. Do you see that? Nice bearish engulf. I'll take, oh my gosh. MU, yes. Boom.
Wow. NASDAQ down 166, Dow down 352 right now, and sinking.
Oh man, I'm tempted to take a partial here on MU, but you know what? That's the break I've been waiting for. Let's see if we get some continuation to the low of session. Could you imagine if we hit another 10 points on this? Scott, this would be huge, man. Tesla short, AVAV long, MU short.
What's the AVAV doing?
It's just waffling.
Yeah. Wow,
767. Come on, baby. A little lower. 762 print. I will take at least 80%. Nah, 70. Here we go. Let me get it done now so that I have it ready. Tesla will take 80% off to the downside, and then MU will take about the same. What a huge day right now, man. Holy smokes. Or we might cross 5 digits today. We'll see.
Good for you. Hopefully you get it. Yeah, both the RAL trade and the AAOI trade, the ones that I was preaching to short, both come into fruition now. Super good.
Okay, guys. MU. Get ready for a partial here. You guys know rules are rules. Pay yourself first. That is a beautiful trade. There we go. Partials taken on MU. We didn't quite get exactly what I wanted, but that's okay. We still have some runners working. And then Tesla, maybe we get the break here into 435, which would be a massive trade as well. 10 points. Now, granted, we added a little later to get to full share size, but still, like, we're printing some dough right now, guys. Huge, huge day right now for me. AVAV, I mean, I'm almost tempted to just close it. Because it's just kind of doing a whole lot of nothing right now. We're about to hit the 5 digits. There they go. I need another $200. $70. Come on, come on, come on. Boom. It's official. Wow. Wow, 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 Scott.
Home run, you know.
Oh, this is this is bases loaded right now, my friend. The only one I need that would make it a grand slam would be AVAV if it breaks out to like 173, 174. All right, I'm taking a little more off of the MU. Well, no, I'll wait. I'll wait. If I see a 436 print again on Tesla, again, look at the Qs. Qs are now breaking session lows. Let's be mindful that we're still near all-time highs. So it's not that big of a pullback per se, but Tesla, I'm going to take 80% off here in just a moment. I like this setup here on the Qs. I really want like at least a 435 print. MU, come on. Session low. Q's it about to break. NASDAQ futures about to break their session lows.
Traders out all shares WEN. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that WEN ASTS, both on the short or ASTS short, Wendy's long. I'd like to see this market then snap back today and give us another offering either to the upside or another short.
Guys, MU. Wow. Scott, come on.
Yeah, you can't help but just be, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, this is like the perfect setup now. I took a little patience. You know, if I put a hard stop in place, I mean, don't get me wrong, I was pretty terrified there for a little bit because I was thinking 5 points would be where I want to stop, and the thing shot up 6 or 7 points, and it felt a little suspicious when I was watching the Qs roll over. Guys, NBIS looks great for a short now, believe it or not. All right, I'm taking partial on MU, and I'm taking a partial on Tesla. I'll let the rest dance. AVAV I'm leaving on until I see 170 again. What a day, man. What a day.
All in the first 30 minutes.
Yep. No, I don't like the little lift. Sounds like it gives it back. You make the 5-digit print, and then you're like, you want to keep it there? So the runners will move around. You're like, wait. Huge day. Huge day. How we doing out there, guys? What are we watching? Yeah, AMD short. Okay, let's look. I mean, it's in the same vein, yeah, I would say. And it's part of even what those guys checking out the chat earlier. Glad we took a partial on MU though, and Tesla. Look at this. This freaking bounce of, what is that? $8? Yikes. Guys, AVAV, here it comes to save the day. Come on. Last chance for a breakout. Those I got. I'm going to trim this thing up.
Well, I'm certainly glad I did not get into the now trade NOW.
Do it now.
Yeah, I would look at AAOI maybe for a long here, 195 or 200. Let's put that one.
Man. Qs are getting heavy.
Yeah.
Qs are actually getting heavy. We still have the runners on Tesla and MU, but guys, AVAV 171. Let's go. We just put in a session high. Scott, if AVAV breaks out, that's a grand slam day.
Yep. Plug not doing much. I'll put AVAV up here.
I'm nervous. Our crew is a little bit quiet today. I don't like it.
You got no volume on AVAV. That's the only reason. Really, really low volume.
AMD big short there. Mark, did you take that? It literally hit the close on the dot. I think maybe on the penny. Let's see, 458.79. Okay, it went above by a penny. 458.80. Closes 458.79. Q's now aiming lower again. And at the end of the day, look, if oil rises, it's not just gas. Like we feel that as consumers because, if we're driving somewhere, but that's transportation costs, that's airlines and their margins, right? That's think about trucks that are moving food around, right? Probably has an impact on the Fed to some degree on expectations. And then if you think about it, for growth stocks, it has discount rates for them. So if they're trying to get, borrow funds to grow their environments or whatever, especially when we're talking about AI and all this CapEx expenditure, people are going to need to borrow some money at a certain rate. Well, that's going to probably have an implication there. So I don't know, that's where I was a little bit more big surprise, Scott, right? Bearish.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. But I'm bullish on the rotation though, because we have way too much money in these markets for them to just collapse, right? But I do think we see some, portfolio mixes that are showing up today based on, look, Iran is still uncertain. No deal has officially been announced. Is there a deal with China? Maybe. Who knows? TBD. What's happening in Korea is important. Japan, it's very important because it has to do with their currency. You guys remember the Japanese carry trade? Or yen carry trade. Anyways. What do I know? AV is moving, guys. Again, target would be around 175 to 177 is what I would absolutely love. But at this point, because it's been kind of slow, I'll take a 173. 2 more points.
Okay, AAOI 200 long. I'm going to post this right here in 205 target. Could have gone 195 and would have been nicer, but it's all right.
Michael, nice. China. What a great question, China. We'll find out. I believe it's tomorrow. Baba. We got the big Baba who's going to be reporting. It'll be great. Yeah, it's down pretty good today, but they report tomorrow. So let's see what that looks like. Definitely the one to watch. AV, come on, baby. Just a little more. Little more. For those of you guys who are even at least looking at AV today, just look left. 170.10-ish. Let me find out exactly what the number is. 170. 177.77. Kind of a cool number. This is where we kind of topped out previously. Otherwise, we've kind of gone sideways up at like the 180 print for a while. So 177 to 180. I could probably hold on to a few shares and just let it grow over the next few days. We'll see. But I'm definitely going to be taking a big portion of this position off here in a moment, guys. We're approaching 172. We just need one person to hit the bid. Come on. There it is, 171.93. Come on, come on, come on. Don't be shy. Mark, you ended up taking the AMD short, yeah? Where'd you get in? Guys, the Qs are getting heavy, man. Look at MU now. MU new low coming. Almost 100% guaranteed. Almost. And Tesla on its way, 435. I have 421 marked right now. It could be a potential, and I know that sounds wild. It's like 17 points away, 15, 16 points away. But, like, if the market does give out, the bottom here, then we could move pretty quickly. We've had how many, like, 1 or 2% days, though, in a row?
There goes your AV, by the way.
Yeah, 172. Let's go.
Yeah.
Still waiting. I want to see if we get a little bit more of a flyer.
Okay, also, who was commenting on it before? Mark, was it you about HIMS, about taking the short here on the 50% retracement on HIMS? Because you're going to get that here coming up, I believe. And HIMS is right here. So somewhere around that 27.50, I would aggressively get short on the stock. Watch the AAOI entry right here at 200, target 205.
AV, grand slam, dude. Wow. No partial yet. I want to see if we get a little more. I know I'm sounding greedy right now, but this is like potential breakout move here. Come on, Scott. One time, man. Base hit, home run, grand slam. Let's go.
Yeah. All in one. All in one morning.
All right. For those of you guys out in YouTube, you've been letting me down. No one's hitting the like, subscribe. Come on, get on that. Let's do that. If you're out there listening, appreciate y'all. Think about joining. Give us a chance.
Yeah,
1
let's
week,
go.
no delay in data. I mean, where do you get it better than here? Come on. Call outs, the trades, the executions, whether that's me, that's Scott, recently also Justin. So good news is you can make money in both directions in the stock market, as we've seen today. Guys, AV, breakout, baby. Let's go. I'm getting ready to take a partial. We'll take 80% off this trade in 3, 2. Come on. Come on. Get ready to do a market. Okay, that's good enough. Whoa. We've just got runners left. What a day. And it's only 10:11. Decided to go for a little cruise last night, and little fast acceleration, we'll say. And before you know it, lights are in the rear view.
Really?
Yeah, luckily,
Did you talk your way out of it?
Yeah, it was just a warning. So
yeah,
it's like, oh yeah, I was just trying to get over a lane. He's like, yeah, right, dude. Yeah, my bad. DXYZ trying to bounce here. Excuse me. I'm looking around to see what it is I want to do. I'm watching NBIS right now. I'm watching BABA right now. Both report tomorrow. So I want to see how they behave today. AMD, it's a pretty violent mover in both directions. So, I mean, we just even like right now we were watching it, or I was watching it with, I think Mark, you took it, right? But it bounced 5 points in like 5 minutes. So pretty big mover today. What's Nike doing? I think they were down pretty big this morning too. Like all of retail is just getting wrecked right now, and what was it, Lululemon, I think too. Yeah, maybe we see rotation into those names. I don't know. I'm giving some money back now on MU again. And Tesla. QUBT. Let's see. Check that out. Yeah, I was watching IonQ. Probably if I had to choose quantum, it'd probably be this or what is it?
Watch the AAOI long here again. 200 long.
Is it QBTS? I think. Let me see. Yeah, D-Wave, and they reported as well. Miss on revenue, but by $1.3 million. It's not.
Either QUBT now or over the VWAP at 13. Is that 31, 21, 31? I like this AAOI trade. In fact, 200 is going to be it. I'm going to jump in now, small share size 198, and see if I can get a little run here. So 198, I'm going to come into AAOI. I'm going to add at 200. Okay. Just thinking we're going to see the 200. So when I get in at 197.67, okay. Well, I'm going to wait till 198 till the round number. Just save myself a whole dollar. Short under 195, yeah. I 198, come on, I'm gonna come in right here. I'm long the stock here, 197.93. Okay. Oh, I get filled better here, 65, nice. Okay, I'm gonna come in here right now. I'm gonna add it 200 and target's gonna be say 204, 205. QBT not going. Uh, 194 will be my stop loss. Again, small share size to start.
Pretty ugly price action, guys, in MU. 6-point spread right now, moving in between in literally one candle. Let's keep an eye here. Qs are at the VWAP, so is SPY. Do we push higher here? Worth noting, every dip has been bought for like the last, 3 months? So, guys, MU, session low. Let's go. Let it grow, let it grow. New low on MU, guys. Let the runners do their thing. No, Rick, I wouldn't say that, QUBT, but the trouble I have with some of these names is how they move. So, like, they had earnings and they beat top and bottom, so great earnings. The trouble is like it moved 26% already. So how much of that is either baked in the price or baked in people that just want to get out? Like, unless you traded it last night, you know what I mean? So if you're going to get involved, you're trying to trade for $1 maybe. And it could totally rip to $50. Who knows, right? But that's the trouble. Is like it's hard for me to analyze a stock like that where volatility is really high and liquidity may or may not be there. If that makes sense. And as we're talking AMD, there's that push I was talking about. Went from, what is that, 449 to 454 out of nowhere, 5 points.
Still hanging in there with the AAOI trade. Not going to come out on a spike candle down, so I'm just watching it right now.
I'm going to close out everything right here. I'm going to go full flat. I'll leave AVAV on. That's it. Sorry, guys. Let's go.
Yeah, not a problem. Small share size here, so I'm just going to ride the intuition that I think the stock is going to go higher. And if not, I will come out of it.
Yeah, it definitely looks like bulls are trying to show up now, for sure. The constant arm wrestle, feels like. DXYZ, though, Scott, that one looks... I might be tempted to reshort that one.
Market down 156, Dow down 316. We're just kind of sitting.
Mm.
That RAL trade would have been great, right at 60 on the short, now printing 56.
How do you feel about the cruise ships? RCL. I was watching that one today too.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it. What does it look like here?
It looks like it's down an avalanche. I think ever since the hantavirus, then now they had norovirus, and all on ships. It's really putting a bad look on.
Under 250 to 240, man. That's that thing could crumble.
Yeah.
Could probably take some up here, right? It's got zero volume today, but other than that, it's not looking good.
And was it down? Let's see, from yesterday, 6%. It's crazy. I can't remember who it was. One of y'all, I guess, typically do cruises like during the holidays. I can't remember who it was. One of y'all told me that. I think it was last year, earlier this year. Did you guys do cruises? We were thinking about an Alaska cruise, and then with all this stuff happening, my wife's like, nope, not interested in boats anymore unless it's like, a charter. I'm like, of course you would say that.
Right.
But cruise ship, she's out. Yeah, I hear you, Michael. Yeah. I hear you. I think the troubling thing though too is like what's happening with Samsung and what's it called? SK. What the heck is it called? Out in Korea. So if the strike happens, that means they can't produce those electronics with chips, and they're a pretty big supplier globally. And that means Qualcomm, MU, SanDisk, right? Like a lot of those memory stocks, chip stocks will probably move higher because you're taking one of the key players out if they go on strike, but it'll be short-lived. But who knows? Maybe that gives an opportunity for MU and these other companies to create market dominance if they get, preferred vendor status.
Come on. Plug Power getting beat up. I'll go 190 on AAOI.
You going for it?
No, I'm going to come out of it. I'm already in the trade.
Ah.
Yeah, the plan was to come in a little early and then get in at 200. Okay, Plug Power is getting crushed too now.
Plug, let's see. No more positions on MU or Tesla, but have a long in ABAV still. Let's see CJ doing ERT, Oracle. Nope. Apple. There goes MU now. Shoot.
And AAOI just holding on by a thread now.
Yeah, Michael. Yeah. Good take. I would say too, TSM. Like without TSM, none of these chips exist. Without ASML, none of these chips exist. Sure, we have other foundries out there, but like Marvell makes components, but they're not the actual, like TSM is the key. And if you're worried about conflict with China, whatever, that could be the issue. China decides like, hey, look, we're just going to take that island that's a mile away from us. Speaking of, look at AMD though. Look at the pump and dumps are ridiculous right now.
I'm out of the AAOI trade with a loss. AAOI.
447 to 455, and then dumps to 449 on AMD. I mean, you literally got to have, if you're shorting or long some of these positions, like especially the high alpha ones like AMD and stuff, man, you really got to like test that the ATR on them. You had a score though today, didn't you? Your first trade right out the gate. What was that? Was it ASTS?
Yeah, the ASTS trade right out of the gate. Shorted it the first candle, or transition first to second candle, and then I rode it all the way down. That was huge. And then Wendy's, I had big size on Wendy's. So, and that provided, 26 cents, 27 cents. So
I'm tempted to short RCL here, man. Low volume, but I don't know. I got a feeling that might be a little overpriced. All the cruise ships right now could get hammered pretty good. Oil prices or gas prices are up.
Like under 260, RCL under 260.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I'm going to put it on my radar here and take a watch at it.
Yeah, I mean, the trouble is like there's just not a whole lot of volume. So
Yeah,
you did 200 shares. I don't know. You know what I mean?
right.
Just set it and forget it. I don't know.
Problem is, it's probably something you'd probably want to swing trade.
Exactly. Look at MU now, 753, kicking
And then just
myself
as
a
soon
bit.
as we swing it, Trump comes out and solves the war, and oil goes down, and the stock rockets.
It goes to free.
Yep.
We're gonna make gas available for everybody $1. $1. We're gonna call it $1. And there comes Tesla now too. Darn it. Anybody in those trades still? Or taking those trades? It's a nice little continuation there. Coulda, shoulda, woulda left the runners. Even in a winning trade, I get to write that in the journal. That's the break I was waiting for on MU, guys. 750 now, 748 now. Wow. And Tesla finally got that 435 print, but target would have been 421. I just didn't have the patience to hang on to it that long. Darn it. Let's see. There's too many problems for taking Taiwan anytime soon. I agree. Also, with that, Michael. Yeah. Love the take, by the way, Michael. Appreciate you kind of sharing a perspective and such, right? Like it just makes it good, like conversational. A perspective. B, like, you know, an opportunity to get an idea to tap into your brain as you think of it as a trader. You know, like it's pretty cool. So appreciate you sharing that. Christian, yeah, me too, man. Trust me. I had runners in position, and I was like, nah, I don't know. Maybe the Bulls are going to try to run us over. The thesis is still the same, though, for me. I think we're going to likely move out of some of the tech names and rotate. I'm not saying it's going to, you know, could we see a pretty drastic move to the downside? Sure, but guys, let's be fair. AMD, as an example, I'm going to pull that up real quick.
Straight down AMD now printing 445.
Yeah, but like their earnings from their earnings call, which they had, was it last week? Let me see. Yeah, here we go. So 336 was the bottom end, 367 was the top end of the expected volatility from the options, based on Tuesday after the close when there's reporting. And that was the 5th. So last week. From that time. Hold on, I gotta zoom out a little more. Hold on a second. Because this thing has just gone straight up. So from there to there, sure. 27% straight up from a week ago. Like, yeah. 2%, 3% pullback, 5% pullback even. Is not off the table. Doesn't have to happen in a day though, but the way things are moving right now. So now I'm looking at rotation maybe into some defensive names. So let's look at oil real quick. I think, Vincent, you like to trade CBX, don't you? That would be a nice trade. We talked about that one earlier today, around 185, up about 1.5 points. Yeah, beautiful breakdown of the keys. Exactly, Justin, for sure, man. Sure. Well, that was the kind of expected move because of CPI data. And by the way, I say CPI, it wasn't just the consumer. That's what I mentioned before too, right? Like typically we'll see energy, defensive, geopolitical hedges like, you know, Lockheed, RTX, NOC, AVAV, right? Drone type technology, even hedges in gold or certain commodities. And then cash flow like value names. So think of like Coca-Cola, maybe even Apple, maybe, right? But Apple's a little too close to this whole tech movement. And then we'll probably see bearish pressure on things like cruise lines, airlines, and this consumer discretionary, small caps. You know what I mean? And because this AI trade is so crowded, people are like, well, screw it. I'll take my profit. I'm up. I'll just move out of the way. But that was the concern. Guys, my IWM trade is ridiculous right now. We started building that yesterday. I added to it today. It's basically a broken wing. Originally, I wanted to make it like a, I mean, at this point, it's just puts. IonQ down, Palantir down, everything aiming lower at the moment. How about Circle or Coin? Look at Circle bouncing here. Is double bottom, or are we gonna lose it? MU's at 747 now, guys. If any of you guys held on, you're my hero. But man, what a trade that would have been if it just held out the whole time. All out of AVAV. I think that's gonna do it for me. Early walk away. Pretty big morning. Justin as well, yeah. Christian, what's up? Let's see. So for me at the money straddle. I'm not sure I follow. Times 0.85. What do you mean? Maybe I missed something. What stock are you talking about? What option? What chain are you looking at? I like that you're asking these questions, but the big thing is like you gotta learn the Greeks if you're looking at options. Row, I don't think is as important. It's just good to know the concept, but all the other ones matter big time if you're trading options. In fact, in markets like this where the volatility is so high and there's a ton of premium baked into these options, it almost helps to look at the options chain to see what some of the baked premium is for some of these stocks. Like if you look at AMD's option chain, it's pretty expensive. So before even taking a trade, shares or options, it's good to see like, hey, what are people anticipating on the move? Let's see. Oh, you're looking at OKLO. Well, here, I'll pull that up. So you sold? Scott, do you mind if I share my screen for a minute? I think he's typing. Give me a second, guys. If I could get my screen to share.
Yeah, I was on mute there. Sorry, I'm done for the day as well. So go ahead.
Okay.
Yours on. Traders, early exit for myself, but you know what? Hey, DVG will take you through the next couple minutes, run down his charts. I will see everybody in the morning. You know what? Monday and Tuesday, DVG, 2 killer days for myself. Hopefully we make it 3 tomorrow on hump day on Wednesday. Stay tuned. Again, my thoughts here is we're down like almost 300. Certainly going to bounce. Starting to see a little bit of that right now. Do we gain all this back? I don't know. And if we do, Would I be short? Heck yeah. I'd be looking at AAOI again to be short, RAL to be short, even an AMD stock too if it really climbs to be short as well. So I'll see everybody in the morning. Christian, appreciate you very much. Mark, DBG, the rest of the team, Clifton especially, take care. God bless you all. Godspeed. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Let me share this for just a second. Hold on. What was that? So can you see that? I'll move everybody here. We'll keep Scott's screen up in a minute. Can you see that? And yes, I have these in here for a reason. These crazy lines. I'll take them off here in a second. You guys heard me talk about Bollinger Bands and standard deviations, etc. before. What is that? What is that? Let me get rid of that. There we go. So white line VWAP, 200 EMA, you guys know the drill. But each one of these lines represents, so like from here to here, from this light red to light green, that's one standard deviation. So 68% of your trades will typically happen in the first standard deviation. 95% will happen between the two standard deviations. So there's a block or a range, whoops, from down here to right there. You follow what I'm saying? And this is based off of current price action. But if you look at a Bollinger Band, this is kind of breaking it up. I'm sure you guys have seen Bollinger Bands. They look like big bubbles. But when I was talking about it the other day, about we're pushing the limits on those Bollinger Bands and like reaching the outer limits of it, because 95% of all trades are going to happen within the first two standard deviations, typically. Now, if you have breakouts or breakdowns, you start getting into, see this little extra third band, right? Down in this little segment here. I wish I could just circle it, but let's just use this. But like this little area down here, see how we're on the lower limits of that standard deviation. We're in between 2 and 3. Notice how like when you're breaking down, like look, you tagged here, this technically could have continued lower. Here we were breaking the limits of a downside move. Why? It's a breakdown versus a breakout. You'll see the same thing if we see moves higher. For example, I mean, this one volume came in by the end of the day, but if you notice, see how like we hit this third standard deviation here, and we were riding until volume and price balanced, and you were stuck within the 2 standard deviation flow. Again, very common, but visually, hopefully, this kind of helps represent when I'm talking about. It's we're reaching the outer limits of a Bollinger Band or standard deviation. It happens typically in breakouts and breakdowns, but the whole market was doing this stuff. So I'm just using OKLO, which is arguably a bad example because yes, we had a big move on it yesterday, but when you look at things like AMD and some of these other big breakouts, like even the SPY and the Qs were looking a lot like this, but for a lot longer. So like they were moving, from here to like up here, all just hugging that third line, which is not normal, but it's a breakout, right? But the problem is that shows an awful lot of exuberance. So then you could start looking at RSI and MACD and all this other stuff that are kind of laggard indicators, in my opinion. People would argue otherwise, but when I saw that at first, I'm like, okay, this is exuberance at its finest. And again, look at this for SPY. Here, we'll just do it. Look at Qs real quick. Here we go. You see that? You see that? Here's your third standard deviation. Look how far out of bounds we are. You see that? Here, we hug the third standard deviation all the way up. Same thing here, all the way up. And then when volume finally balances out throughout the day, you can see that it becomes the second standard deviation because it's building it in. So essentially it's going like, look, we know what we want to put it in for the rest of the day. Whereas like, and I say that meaning, if you look at this in the morning, let's just zoom in a bit on the Qs. third standard deviation, third standard deviation. Now the volume for the day isn't in yet, right? But it ended up playing out. But if you notice, we're tagging that second standard deviation the entire day. Look at that, all the entire day. When you saw this during the day, we were closer to that third standard deviation band because the volume hadn't come in for the rest of this day. So like when we're looking at, let's just look at today. By the way, is this helpful? Does this make sense? Oh, Justin. Cool, man. Anyways, but again, this is a visual representation of it, and I apologize. Like, there's different ways you could visualize this, but I like to use this because it's an easy framework to just follow, right? But like, if you'll notice in the morning session, volume is going to be, you know, kind of small, kind of low, and you'll notice this standard deviation, the bands aren't as relevant, but you notice the push into that third standard deviation during the morning, all the rest of this volume wasn't there. So that looked like we were going to break out until we failed. And why did we fail at this specific point? Well, let's just look left. Is that level relevant? Let's look left. Oh, look, we broke down into this field. Okay. Was this an area of support yesterday at all? Oh, look, how about that? So if you marked your charts the right way, you would have had at least a visual representation from here to here. Let's actually draw that so we can walk this down. So I'll just drag this across. And again, this is on a 1 minute, guys. Normally I do this in a higher time frame, but it's a good way to illustrate when you're charting, just charting, not looking at other stuff. But notice how relevant this little box is now. Now that we've drawn it, do you see how much price action falls in this little region? Pretty important area. So if you were long or short bias, which my bias was to the downside, this is the block I'd want to be playing around in. Ideally, in this range of this box, ideally towards the high side of this range. So what I would normally do between us, since we're chatting, is I would draw a box. Oh, come on. To estimate a 50% retrace of where that looks like or where that is. And I'm big on 50% retraces. So I'd get rid of this top line because there's no way of predicting the top in a day. But that would be right around where I'd want to get short. And then my risk would be the top end of this box. So you do the math on that. It's basically, you know, 1 or 2R, depending on how you look at it. But just right out the gate, just being able to illustrate that, again, this looks like a breakout to the top side. But once I got into this zone, this 50% area, I'd want to short. Now look at, wouldn't that be a perfect setup? And we could show MU because I was doing the same thing. I just didn't have my screen up. But the trouble is like, again, back to this standard deviation chat. Notice how we broke into the third area or third standard deviation and we bounce. Very common, unless you have a full-blown, like you're riding this third standard deviation like we are here. You rarely see it break through. It happens. And when it does, that's when you have to get concerned, like, okay, are we overbought, oversold, whatever? Or does that mean that the decision, which right now, if you ask me, 2 standard deviation, we ride it. Into third standard deviation, and we pushed and we finally bounced. Now we're just waiting for the volume to come in to justify the move potentially lower. Now it's a theory, a thesis, a thought, a plan. It may not work out because for all we know, news could come out and boom, you know, market goes straight up. But now if I'm trying to look for price action, I want to look for a bounce. Are we going to retest the VWAP? Are we going to retest 200 EMA? Yes, no. And then do we aim lower? Or is this, do I want to get short here? Because again, let's look at a higher time frame. Is there something relevant about this level? Yes or no? And I'm just looking at the cues. But anyway, I'll get rid of this illustration of the 1, 2, and 3 standard deviations that are common in Bollinger Bands. So whenever you hear about Bollinger Bands, I just want you guys to think of like, what is a standard deviation? In fact, here, give me a second, guys. And I apologize. I'm not giving anybody credit for this image. Probably should, but shout out to whoever owns this. Couldn't paste. Great. All right. Let's see if I can just blow this up a little bit. I've never really done this. Let's see if it works. Aha. Can you guys see that? That's pretty cool. I didn't know you could do that. You guys see that? So now, obviously, this is an illustration of a typical bell curve, but turn it on its side, and that's essentially what I'm showing you guys on this. I don't even know if I can I rotate this somehow? I don't know. I'm not good enough on visually representing all this stuff. But if you turn this on its side, this is essentially what I'm talking about. So you have your, what's called the zero is your VWAP. You have first standard deviation in either direction, negative and positive, right? So that's 68% of your data. 95% of your data is within the 2 standard deviations, and 99.7 is within 3. That's just statistical analysis. Very common. If you guys took stats, you guys get this is very like fundamental. But the math involved around putting this together and why it's relevant is when you start tying in the narrative to say, hey, look, like we're exuberant to the upside, downside, whatever, where would the correction be? Well, then you could start using this to your advantage when you see us breaking, rules, we'll say mathematical principles in trading. But applying this hopefully helps. And anyways, I digress. Let's go back to OKLO. Does that help, guys? Was anybody paying attention, or did we lose half the audience? I never know with that kind of stuff. Christian says, sure. You're definitely cool, man. Christian, I appreciate it, man. All right. Let's talk about OKLO for a second. So right now it's at what, 72.50, probably strike. Nope, 72.73. So in between 444, let's call that 420 midpoint. And $8. So we'll just try to mark this real quick. It's called about there. And again, this isn't, you can figure out the actual math, but this is about your price window at 3.5 and 4 in either direction. So I'll mark this in a box just for earnings sake and keep track of it. I'll move it out a little bit. Areas to watch. And it's a fun watch because we'll see what happens if the price gets above here. Your chances of going like this, oops. Probably go up. And if you see price down towards the bottom here, you probably see something like that. Cue the disclaimer. It's not financial advice. So yeah, it's basically you're looking at about an 8-point range, $8. Does that seem about right? Let's see. Is that $8? It's about 9.5% or so. Yeah, good. Cool. Good. Yeah, so you want to use where the price is at the moment, right? And then you can get an idea of what's happening. The problem is it's not exactly 72, it's not exactly 73, so I just kind of midpointed the two of them to give me an idea of like if I were to draw a price from here to where it is, like let's just call it 72, 73, it's like $4, right? So $76, $4 plus the 72, give or take. Now this number could be, if you actually break out the calculator, do the math, figure out what the actual implied volatility is, you look at gamma, you look at all this other stuff, you can really figure out it's like $76.44 or like who knows, right? Like you could really get into that. And a lot of institutions like by design have that set up, right? That's how market makers figure out the cost of an option, right? Anyway, hopefully that was helpful. I know it was a random rant, but I thought it'd be relevant because, frankly, like we were talking about Bollinger Bands and whatever, and I'm here now. It's funny, like I heard about Bollinger Bands like a week later. Again, the big thing I think we're going to start hearing people talk about is, everyone's going to become a Forex expert here in a minute, talking about strengthening and weakening of the dollar and why it's related to the bond market and Japanese yen and what I'm telling you, like it's more than likely that's going to be the next big topic of discussion. What do I know? Look, guys, it was a great day today. We absolutely crushed it. Hopefully you guys were able to take advantage of some of the trades. I know that MU probably left plenty of money on the table. Oh, well, that's what it is. But I'm not disappointed. Grand Slam day, we basically scored on every side of every trade we took. Pretty cool. Let's see. So you can, yes, I've learned a lot from these lessons. We do here. Cool, Christian. Right on. I wonder, maybe a question for the crew here. Do you guys have, I don't know, like thoughts or things you guys want to learn more about that you think would be helpful? And again, it's not about just more like I would say the intermediate to advanced stuff. If it's like, hey, how do I figure out how to do the limit order? Like use your search engine of choice. But I'm curious, especially now we have Justin joining too. Like he's got a technical lens. I've got a pretty technical lens. Scott, I love Scott's style because he'll look at stuff, he'll go macro, micro, focus, VWAP, hit it. And I think it's amazing because he's been a proven stock picker, year over year, decade over decade, it seems. I mean, he's awesome. And he's got a technical flow to him too. He knows price action really, really well. So I guess I'm trying to figure out like where we can focus in on just even topics if they come up to lean in a bit. It's always good. Risk management, share sizing, stock search, okay. Technical analysis, okay, cool. Yeah, I know Scott's talked about risk management before, so maybe I can nudge him a bit on that. That's cool. Good. Anybody else? Yes, no, maybe so. And Justin, I'm not sure, were you being sarcastic? The masterclass.
Not at all, BBG. That was masterclass, absolutely masterclass. Very well explained. I'll add value. I've just got a meeting with Clifton in a little while. We're going to get myself set up.
Oh, good.
Contributing more diligently and effectively. So looking forward to it.
Cool, man. Yeah, reach out too if you need help with like any visual setups and stuff like that for sharing the screens and all that. I can help out.
Awesome. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to. Sure. If anything comes up, I'll reach out. Thank you.
Cool, man. Well, look, I'm going to be out for the day, guys. It's been an amazing session. For Team DVG, we'll say just a 44 Trading Nation. But look, if you're out there on YouTube, hit the like, hit the subscribe. It super helps us big time. We're trying to grow this community. It helps have an exposure that way. We still have a 7-day free trial. I think we may just keep that. I don't know. It just seems like people like it and we get folks to check it out. There's questions like, hey, what's the difference, whatever. But there is a delay that you'll see on social platforms. So by the time a trade takes place, it might be too late already. But look, appreciate each and every one of you. We'll see you guys tomorrow at the open. Till then, cheers. God bless.